Hello everyone. We'll see k-means clustering algorithm in this video. So first we'll import with pandas and k-means library and matplotlib for our future use. Then we'll import our data set. Then we'll see how the data looks. So there are four variables and the fifth one is our output. So we can use this first four, that is sepal length, sepal width, petal length, petal width as in our input, and output will be the types of leaves that we can see in nature. Okay, so first we'll see that only first two variables, that is sepal length and sepal width, those are the ones that are used as our input, and the last column, that is species, that is used as our output. Okay, so this is what our input looks like, then this is our output. Okay. If we simply plot the scatter plot of our input and output, then we can see that sepal width, sepal length, and our output. Okay, but the problem here is that there are multiple points. I guess 150 points are there, and all of them are represented in similar color. Okay, so we cannot differentiate which one is setosa, which one is versicolor, right? So for that, we will use one technique, that is encoding the variables that are of categorical type. Okay, so you can see that species, that is our output, is a categorical type of variable. So first we will need to encode it with the help of label encoder. So we will define our input. Okay, so this is the output variable that we will be using to save our transformed variable. Okay, so our variable that needs to be transformed into encoded, that is our species variable that we can define by iris into square bracket species, and then we'll use the label encoder that we have imported from the sklearn pre-processing library, and then with the help of label encoder we will fit transform the variable into our new variable. Okay, so new variable, that is species encoded, has been generated, and it will look like something similar to this. Okay, so there are 0, then in between 1, and then last 5 are 2. Okay, so there are divided into 50 groups of 50. First 50 are 0, that is setosa. Second 50 are versicolor, and the last 50, that is virginica. Okay, so the data is balanced. Okay, so in a similar way, if we just plot this graph, then you can see that the coloring is here to classify the types of leaves, and we can see that there are three types of leaves. Okay, so now we'll move on to k-means clustering, that is our algorithm. So first we have imported this algorithm, okay, through k sklearn library dot cluster. Okay, so this is what you have to import. So sklearn, that is our library from which we are most of the machine learning algorithms are imported. So we have imported k-means clustering from that, and this is the general syntax of k-means clustering. So now first you have to define number of cluster, then number of jobs iteration, random state, that is 21. So random state is just for regenerating the same output every time you run this algorithm. Okay, otherwise what happens is, if you just don't define a random state number, then it will generate different output each time, because it is an iterative process. Okay, now for we have defined our model, then we will fit it on our data. So xn is our input data that has been defined in here. Okay, so we'll run it on that, and you can see that number of clusters, three clusters are we have given three clusters that needs to be generated, and these are the three clusters. So these are the cluster centers that will be at the, you can say, center of the clusters. Okay, so the data has been divided into three parts. Okay, 150 data has been divided into three parts, and first, the center of the first part, that is 5.5 5.77 695.006 3.428. The first one, that is x1 y1. For the second cluster, this is the center, and for the third cluster, this is the center. Okay, so these are the three centers. We will see how it will look like. And this is the matplotlib library that we are using to generate the plots. Okay. You will it is easy, you will understand what the xy variables are. Okay, so just to get it to the briefly, sepal and sepal width, these are our input that we have used as our x and y axis. Okay, and then to categorize the data points into three parts, we have used the yn. Okay, so yn in the first plot, that is yn is our given data set, and the second one is on the basis of k-means clustering, new labels are provided, and on the basis of that we have generated the plot. Okay. Now this is just defined what x labels are, what parameters are, what is the what is the font size and all. So if we will look at this, you will see that there are points that are overlapping in here. Okay, and if we look, this is the given data as per the given data, and this is as per our predictions. Okay, so k-means clustering have clearly defined or clearly divided the whole data set into three parts, and that we can see. So very few data are overlapping, so that is the as per the understanding of the k-means clustering. Okay, so if the data are overlapping, then we cannot differentiate it, right? So in order to differentiate it into three parts, the data are, wherever data are overlapping, that is taken into one group. Okay, so if we just, so this is actual and predicted. If we just look at the criteria's performance criteria, so km inertia, this is a kind of performance parameter that that we use for k-means clustering. Okay, so this is nothing but the difference between the distance between two data points and the square mean value of that. Okay, so you can understand it in a way as per the accuracy. Okay, but not accuracy in a sense of error. The lower the km inertia value is, the higher accurate your model is. Okay, or you have divided the data into a very precise manner or accurate manner as per the given data set. Okay. Now if we just plot this data, okay, so you'll see here that accuracy for this model is something about 2.23, but you'll see that 2.23 is very low accuracy because there are 33% of the data for each group. So if we just put one entry for the whole 150 data set, so that will give us 33% error, accuracy. So the model is very poor in terms of accuracy, because we can see that the green and pink one are given the similar kind of group. Okay, so that is obviously the mistake. Now there is one method called elbow method that we used to understand that what is the number of cluster that is optimum value. Okay, so if we just start from 1 to 11, 12, so in here we have given the number of cluster from 1 to 11. So if we just, for one cluster the accuracy is very high. Okay, CS score, that is your inertia score. Okay, so in here we have taken the inertia value in here. Okay, k means inertia value, and appended it into CS variable. Okay, so CS variable is our inertia value. So inertia value for one cluster, that is very high because it has given the whole data set into one cluster. Okay, for second it is decreasing, and for 10th for 10 number of cluster, it is giving the lowest value. So we can say that if we divide the whole data set into 10 parts, then it will be giving us a more accurate result, or more you can say, clear manner that the whole data set is divided into 10 parts. Okay, so there will be no overlapping, and there will be significant distance between each group. Okay, so that is what the elbow method and inertia value will indicate in here. Okay, so uh, you just need to find a point from which the CS value or inertia value is not getting reduced significantly. Okay, so that cluster value will be your optimum value. In here you can say that 5 cluster value is an optimum, but again the data is very small in here, so the accuracy is not also that good. Okay, so you can play with this algorithm on your data set and get different iterations and accuracy. Okay, so this is what k-means clustering is. Okay, I hope you understood this. Okay then.